Sabrina Carpenter is single once again. She is back on the market, and not for good reasons. Allegedly, it's because her now ex, Barry Keoghan, cheated on her with a TikTok influencer who we don't know. Unconfirmed
We don't know
reports.
the name. We don't know the name.
Well, it could be a couple of different people. We'll get to that, though. It says unconfirmed reports are circulating that Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan have broken up after Barry allegedly cheated on Sabrina. This says it appears the A-list singer who's having her breakout year and her foreign actor boyfriend are done for good. By foreign, they mean Irish, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. On the closing night of her biggest tour date in LA, he was busy getting very cozy with a blonde, semi-famous LA-based influencer who is particularly big on TikTok. I snooped around a bit out of curiosity, and apparently he and his pop star girlfriend called it quits very suddenly, less than a week before her final shows in LA, after she found out he had been chatting with said influencer behind her back for months in a not innocent at all way.
In the DMs?
Yep, he slid into the
like,
DMs.
So she got into his phone. She's like, look, you're not just sending memes back and forth.
Yep.
This is spicy.
This influencer had even gone to find him while he was filming in the UK, eager to keep him company while his girlfriend, Sabrina Carpenter, was touring in the US. He had messed up before, and she had forgiven him.
You know what he just
that was her first mistake.
You know what he needs to do is if he got caught red-handed, he could just be like, that wasn't me, that was Ezra Miller.
Oh, they don't look alike.
They do.
They don't look
They
alike.
do.
I don't see it
It's
at all.
other than the nose, they do.
I think Ezra Miller looks better.
It's the nose. The nose isn't the same, but everything else is the same. He looks like Ezra Miller if Ezra Miller was more weathered and lived a hard life.
They might be distantly related. But this says she had forgiven him, but nothing as serious, and infidelity is where she draws the line. This pop star wants to keep the situation under wraps at least until January because her next single is a steamy song inspired by their relationship, and she has already filmed a music video with a very obvious reference to him. But the influencer is running her mouth a lot, and he isn't doing much to stop her, so I'll be surprised if they manage to do that.
Wait, who was the singer who like found out that her boyfriend cheated on her right before they performed live, and then it was like really obvious when they were performing?
There was one video like that of Halsey.
It might have been
with,
Halsey.
Was it G-Eazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also I remember this one clip from Katy Perry's documentary where she reads Russell Brand's divorce text and then immediately goes up on the platform on stage.
You got I mean, that's what they get paid.
That's
the big
very
money for.
impressive.
They get paid the big money to be able to tune it out.
Yep.
Right? That's like what they have to do. They have to be able to be like, oh my gosh, my life is falling apart. Go.
Just have to be a performer.
Yep.
So I guess that's what Sabrina Carpenter allegedly had to do for the last week or so of her short and sweet tour. But those are just rumors, no confirmation, and there's no proof of which influencer it is. But some people are claiming it's a girl named Alexa Adam.
Okay.
And then another blonde influencer who I have actually met named Brecky Hill.
That's the one who's like the Livy Dunn.
Yes,
lookalike.
she's a Livy Dunn lookalike with an OnlyFans career. She is also big on TikTok, and she is posting TikToks about this rumor, possibly just because she's trying to jump on
they're not going to make money off.
She's
of
just
it.
trying to jump
They're
on
all
the bandwagon,
sharks.
regardless of whether it's
She's
true.
like, oh yeah, that totally happened.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, but regardless of who it is, it's just like pathetic, you know? Why would you cheat on Sabrina Carpenter?
I mean,
especially looking like that. Barry Keoghan is definitely batting out of his league with her.
I mean, but he's also like, men are not judged solely on their looks; they're judged on their careers, and he is a very successful actor.
She's also more successful than him.
I mean, I don't know if she's considered more successful than him. I think that they're both considered very, very successful in their own fields right now.
Okay.
So for her looks matter more than his looks matter for him because he is doing so well professionally.
Okay.
But the question is, I don't know the first one. I know the Brecky Hill one. Did he do the thing where he cheats on her with the girl who's way uglier than his girlfriend?
Brecky is not ugly.
Yeah,
she's more ordinary
Yeah.
than Sabrina Carpenter, but she's definitely not ugly. She is.
So he
she
did
is
not
beautiful.
he didn't do the thing.
No, he didn't do the thing, but he did the thing that Sabrina Carpenter wrote about in her album.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Her lyric was, "I beg you, don't embarrass me, mother effer." And
rough.
that was the entire point of the song, Please, 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 is she's asking this guy that she's with, who is a bad boy, to not prove everyone right that she is foolish for being with him. But now he did the thing that she wanted him not to do.
She's like, look, you can put your penis in the dirt in Saltburn. I don't care.
That's not embarrassing me
art.
at mother effer.
That's art.
That's art. But DMing the TikToker, too far.
Okay. There's a 20 there from Nate.
I don't see it.
Says, I'm glad this happened. She's awful.
Why is she awful?
Yeah, I don't have strong opinions.
We've talked about her before,
Yeah.
and I don't think she's awful. I think that some of her music and her performances are distasteful.
Yeah.
And a cheap bid for attention.
I'm telling you now,
But-
any guy that she dates after this is gonna be like, "Can you do the towel thing? I want you to do the towel thing."
What towel thing?
Where she takes the towel off live on air,
Right.
like on stage.
Yeah.
All the guy, and she's gonna get really annoyed very quickly.
It's a shtick now.
It's a shtick. Yeah.
And they probably think that she's far more like hypersexual than she actually is because of the way that she portrays herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is another example of the trope where the pretty girl gives the ugly guy a chance.
That is not this.
He thinks that he rules the world.
That
That's what
is
they
not
say.
this. That is only true when the guy doesn't have a high status job. With a high status job, that rule does not apply.
That would make sense if she had a low status job.
No, I think it equals out here.
That would make sense if she were dating up, but she wasn't.
The thing is but the point of that notion is that he's not going to be able to get another girl that looks like her. He can get any girl he wants that looks like her. It's not a fluke. He doesn't have to have a rebound that looks like her. He can go out tomorrow and date another pop star or another celebrity that looks just like Sabrina Carpenter. Doesn't matter what he looks like because of his job. Now, the idea of that notion is that some dude who's dating out of his league is going to have exactly one shot at that in his life. The girl's going to give him that shot. He's going to sense the resentment that she has because she gave him that shot, and he's going to cheat on her. And it's going to all backfire. That is not the case for him, I don't think, just by virtue of his status.
So wait, the trope that you just mentioned is a guy who is actually with a girl who's out of his league, and then it blows up his ego?
Yeah.
Is that a real phenomenon that you've seen?
I'm saying that's what they're going to assume that to be. I don't know if that's something that I would say that I've ever seen, but it's a trope for a reason.
Here's another thing. She must not have thought that deeply about his character because Barry Keoghan is notoriously not a very...
Yeah. He's got a kid, right?
He's not a very good guy. Allegedly, he is an absentee father to his child and isn't very involved in his child's life. So that's a non-committal personality right there. Why would you assume he was not... Why would you assume that he was going to be loyal then?
It's the same logic when the guy cheats on his girlfriend with you and you think somehow it's going to be different with you.
Keeping that in mind, you shouldn't just assume that he will be loyal based on his past and present behavior. But then there's another inside source coming up with some excuse, probably one of their agents, saying they're both young and career focused, so they've decided to take a break.
Okay.
So they both need time to focus on their careers. That's what they're going with.
There's another 20 here from Nate. He says, she represents all that's bad in culture.
Wow.
That's pretty hefty statement.
That's a strong statement. I mean, she doesn't represent much of the good in our culture. I agree with that. But there are worse examples for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Much worse.
Like, I don't necessarily... I do think that there's definitely an argument to be made about the age group of her fans at the shows in which these performances happen. But to say that she's the worst of what our culture represents, I think that might be going a little bit far.
Right. Yeah. There are worse examples, and that's not to say that I'm like a fan or whatever. I was more so the one who was criticizing her and not the parents when we were talking about the age appropriateness of her shows.
Well, you can make the argument like, look, if she was to be like supremely responsible, she'd make it 18 plus.
Right.
But in lieu of that, it's the parents' job to pay attention to what their kids are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.